Welcome back, guys, to AZ Sports Roundup. I'm your host, JT Hill, and today we got a pretty interesting podcast. So we're gonna kick it off. I am moving. I'm moving to Louisville. I recently was there for 3.5 years ago. I lived there, but yes, I am moving. May 24th. So May 23rd will be our last podcast. This room is not going to be here for a while because we're starting the process soon. It's April 30th, so we got about 20 more days until we're not really in this house in about 22 days. So yeah, me and my family are moving. Quinn will still do the podcast in Arizona. I will be doing the podcast in Louisville. We are not quitting the podcast. Quinn should still go to all the ASU games, and he's going to be the main guy going forward, but I will still definitely make podcasts, and we'll still do podcasts together online. It's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, I'm sad. I'm happy because I used to live in Louisville, so I already got friends there, but it is pretty sad. But yeah, this podcast is not going to go away just because I'm moving. Things will be a little bit different, but that doesn't mean that we can't talk about sports right now. The D-backs are in a little cold streak. I'm not at all afraid. They haven't been playing the best so far. They're 15-14 in the first 29 games. But yeah, like I said, they're in a little bit of a cold streak. They've lost 2 straight series. Just lost to the Mets last night, 8-3. But I'm not at all afraid. They still have over 130 games to go. I guarantee you, expect another one of these little divots in the graph. Imagine a graph up there's a line on this computer. This is the line. Below the computer is little divots where it's like losses. They want to be here, but expect the little divots in between. Do not expect them to win the rest of their 130 games or whatever they have. They will lose and they will go on these cold streaks, but expect them to go on hot streaks too. Don't be worried. We do not need to start worrying for a while. If it's June and they're still like this, I'd say it's okay to start worrying. But yeah, we're fine. They play the Mets today. First pitch is started 5 minutes ago. 4:10. Corbin Burns is on the mound. Hopefully he does good because he's on my fantasy team. But actually, though, he's on my fantasy team, so he needs to do good. ASU football. People are going to underestimate them. Now, that sounds absurd. That's actually what this title is about, ASU. People will underestimate them. And there's one word for that, scattaboo. We're going to talk about scattaboo a little bit later because some big stuff happened. But the only word they heard last season was scattaboo. I'm not saying they didn't hear about Levin. I'm not saying they heard about Jordan Tyson. I'm not saying they heard about that good defense and how they were making a disturbance. But their main driving force was scattaboo. And scattaboo is obviously not on ASU anymore. And people are going to underestimate ASU. Just because they're going to be favorites to winning the Big 12 championship this year does not mean anything. And they probably won't even be favorites because they think it was only scattaboo. But they also don't know what scattaboo left behind. Scattaboo left behind a culture which Kenny Dillingham created that will stay there when Kenny Dillingham is there and will be there for a while. I'm not saying expect them to win the CFP every year. I'm saying expect them to have a great culture. And they still have Sam Levitt and a lot of the other great players. Tyson, Rouser, Keyshawn Elliott, Clayton Smith Jr., Shimon Mater had a tough outing last game against Texas. He will be coming back on fire. The whole season, he was a beast. Expect him to have a monster season. But we've been getting some uplifting news with our transfers. Jaron Hamilton, I want to say, the guy from Alabama, has been doing pretty good. We got a tight end who's been doing pretty good. Some defensive players, some offensive linemen. We definitely got some good transfers. But Sam Levitt is going to have to be what Scadaboo was last year. The driving force. He's going to be have to be that number one guy who will get Heisman votes, who will propel this team to the Big 12 championship when they make it. I think they have a great shot. But we have to understand the players will not underestimate ASU. They know what Kenny Dillingham's culture is like. And by players, I mean opponents. The opponents are not going to underestimate ASU, but the media can sometimes trick the opponents into thinking that ASU really isn't that bad, because the narrative around ASU is going to be ASU can't be good. They don't have Scadaboo. That's not true. ASU can be good because of what Scadaboo left behind. So that is my take on ASU. They are going to be underestimated, and the media is going to put that out there that they will not be as good as last year. But their defense right now is looking unbelievable. Unbelievable right now. And let me just say this. Players won't underestimate them, but the media can, and they can definitely get caught up by the media. And all the TV saying that the ASU is trash. They're not. Speaking of Cam Scadaboo, he went to the Giants. First of all, congrats to Cam Scadaboo. If you ever watch this, I don't know if he does. I know his mom gave us that shirt and another one. It's a Cam Scadaboo shirt. But we met her one time at a U of A game. So that was awesome. Thank you so much once again for that. But thank you, Cam Scadaboo, for the legacy that you left at ASU and all of that stuff. But mainly congratulations once again to going to the Giants. Once I watched it, I think I recorded my reaction. I'm not going to put it up. But once I watched it, I was kind of just like staring at the TV like, did this really happen? And let's be real. I wanted him to go to the Cardinals or Ravens. Or an AFC West team, because we'd get to see him play the Cardinals a lot, which honestly I kind of wouldn't have liked that, because I would have rooted for him to do good against the Cardinals. But I honestly like the fit on the Giants. I think he's going to get a lot more playing time. Tyrone Tracy's a good running back, but Scadaboo's going to prove that he's the dog on the team. And expect him to play a good amount of snaps. You already know I'll be picking him up on fantasy football. But congratulations, Scadaboo. Hopefully he watches our videos. That'd be crazy. But the Arizona Cardinals draft. Congratulations to all the players, especially Jordan Birch, the guy from the third round. Sorry, my voice got really loud there. My bad. But congratulations to Jordan Birch, because I learned this. He was already a Cardinals fan before. He grew up rooting for the Cardinals. That's like me going for the Cardinals or the Ravens. As you know, I'm from Baltimore and Louisville. But definitely heavy on the defense. Got like one offensive lineman. Something specific stood out to me when I watched the draft and the players from they were from. Almost all of the players come from a winning conference. From a tough conference and a great team. Ole Miss, just let me list the teams. Ole Miss, they went like 9-3. Michigan, Michigan, they just won the CFP 2 years ago. Ohio State, CFP. Texas, a little bit. We don't like Texas. They were all right. They should have lost in the semifinals. Oregon, still a great culture, and they did get a guy from Nevada, but still a great culture there. All winning cultures and teams, and so they all know what it takes to be a winner, and I think that is the culture that the Cardinals want and need. They already have a great culture, but I'm not going to get into the specifics of each pick today, because that's for another video, because we're going to be starting to upload a lot more before I move. But yeah, that was today. Hopefully you guys like today's. I thought I was a little bit smooth with it. Let me just check that D-back score real quick. Currently, bottom of the first, 0-0. D-backs did not score in the first inning. Let me just say this. Eugenio Suarez's 4 home runs was actually crazy. And then whenever they lost, I don't know what to think right now. Don't get worried yet about the D-backs, but that's a wrap for today. Sorry about no intro. I don't have it download on this. But subscribe. Have a great day. It's been JT checking it out. Goodbye.